Alright guys, hello. So after having had this Canon T1i now for about, a month, 3 weeks to a month, I feel like I'm ready to give my opinion on it. It's a DSLR, it's a crop sensor camera, it's not a full frame. It's a digital Rebel T1i, as you can see there. In Europe it's called the 500D, in Japan it's called the KISS X3, and just kind of to go over a few of the features. You have your shutter button, you have your selection wheel that changes a whole number of different things, dedicated ISO button, your on-off switch to actually turn the camera on or off, and then it has auto depth of field, manual, aperture priority, shutter priority, program, creative auto, and then auto, portrait, landscape, macro, sports, night shots, flash off, and movie mode, which the movie mode on this is either 640, VGA, or 720p at 30 frames per second, or 1080p at 20 frames per second. So it does come with the 18 to 55 lens, which is image stabilized, and also has autofocus or manual focus. It's a good lens. There's the flash button if you want to pop the flash up. Right there, that little button is an depth of field preview button. Doesn't really work all that well, but I have used it from time to time. And then it also has a HDMI port in here. So that's kind of a look at the exterior of it. It's really, really well laid out. As far as the back goes, you have your live view button. Everything is just good, well laid out. I was used to it within just a couple of days. I knew where everything was at. Your menu button, your display button, your view your images button, your garbage button. So it's really, really simple to get used to and find out where everything is. And I'll show you just a couple of things on the menu and not make this video too long. Alright, so a couple of the things real quick that it's got in the menu that I find myself using quite a bit is number one, custom white balance. Let me turn this to a mode that I actually have all my settings here. So custom white balance I've been using quite a bit. That's where you can just take a picture of something white in the lighting that you're doing, and then push this button, find that image, and go ahead and use that image to balance your white balance settings. Another thing I've been using quite a bit is picture style. You can go ahead and customize a certain picture style. Well, I can just show you, I guess. Whoops. Picture style. Like here's one I've customized right here. You can choose the sharpness, contrast, saturation, and color tone of any combination you like, and then use that as your user-defined picture style. So that makes it really, really nice. A couple of other things I've been using are mostly in the custom functions here. Mirror lockup, and then let's see, highlight tone priority has some uses. High ISO speed noise reduction, I found it can be good and it can be bad depending on what type of image you're shooting. Long exposure noise reduction, same thing. It can blur your images. And the same thing with the high ISO noise reduction. You have to be real careful, but they have their uses. And of course ISO expansion, which you can get 6400 and 12,800 ISO from this camera. So there's a lot of stuff I haven't explored yet on this camera, but those are some of the things that I've been using most. And gal, I have been getting some very, very nice pictures. I shoot in aperture priority mode or manual mode, probably 95% of the time, unless I'm shooting in movie mode. I really don't use any of the presets like you know, sports mode or you know, whatever else there is there, night mode, whatever. I'm pretty much doing it manually or using aperture priority. So while I'm in here, before I forget, I better set this to RAW like I normally shoot in RAW, and use that digital photo professional software that comes with the camera to quote, develop the images, unquote. But anyway, this button here is the one that you use to get into live mode, and so that's been handy. And then when you're in manual mode, you can use the regular wheel up on top that I showed you to change your shutter speed. And then if you hold down this button right here and change the wheel, that changes your aperture. So that's how it works in manual mode. And this live view is quite nice. If you put it on autofocus quick, you can autofocus with, yeah, I screwed up, you can't really see it, this button right here. And right now it's pointed at a dark ceiling, so it won't autofocus, but right here it will. You can see 30. It's fairly quick, but it does take a second. But it does a good job at autofocusing in live view. Of course, if you're not in live view and you're just in this view, just a half press on the shutter autofocuses, and it's extremely quick. So I try to use the viewfinder as much as I can with the T1i. And I'll tell you what, guys, this is a very good camera. The T2i is out right now. It's anywhere from $100 to $200 more. Personally, unless you really want some of the enhanced video functions, I don't think it's, well, to be honest, if it had been at the store when I went to get this camera, I probably would have gotten the T2i, but that's just because I had the extra money. I don't know that it's worth the extra money, but the T1i is definitely a great camera. I would highly, highly recommend it. And that's my little mini review and look at it. And now I'll try to quit doing photography videos and start doing some more computer and Windows related videos. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you real soon.